Great foxhole in the pits of the air, which means the challenge has ended unsuccessfully. Well, commiserations, sir. Let's talk to the three parts there. We must all say at this point in time, you had played the games, but we deliberately didn't show you the levels that you were playing on in them, so you were up against it. The first one on Donkey Kong Country, maybe about 20 seconds slower than you might have liked to have done it, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the problems there?
Well, it was a tough level, wasn't it? Yeah, and there's barely any bananas about, you know, so...
That's that thing which often happens in life, and many a terrible wartime drama has been based on that very theory. You did make up the time in the spider one, though.
Yeah.
So that was all right, we were a bit on there, and then again, we came to Crash Bandicoot, which is very, very hard. What was the problem then with the platforms at the end of it?
Well, I don't play 3D games, really. I play, like Mario's, which is straightforward platform games, you know, so it's a bit different, you know.
Well, we will certainly bear in mind your suggestion for more women to be involved in the show. It's certainly something I'd like to see. So, thanks very much indeed for coming on. Sarah Wade! Right, so off goes Sarah. Wonderful girl, lovely personality, Pish Player. On that amusing note, let's go to today's reviews. In keeping with our tokenistic theme, we thought we'd let some girls review the games this week. First up, it's not as attractive as Zoey Ball, it's Tobal #1.
The gameplay isn't as complex as the games like Tekken and Virtua Fighter, and the enemies aren't quite as intelligent as you'd like them to be, so it makes it erring on the side of average.
I agree with Kate. The fighting mode is quite average. The really exciting part is the quest mode. It's very cool. You walk around, you get to fight any enemy that comes in your way, you learn how to jump over things and do different moves, and you get to pick up things if your energy level is low. Overall, it's an average beat 'em up, but with the quest mode, it's definitely worth a purchase. The only downside is that it does run slower than the import versions.
KO. Ready.
Next up, it's not as attractive as Zoey Ball, it's William's Greatest Hits.
William's Greatest Hits gives you Defender 1 and 2, which are the original classic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, so you have to shoot the aliens, stop them from capturing and taking away your humans, which isn't really worth mentioning because it's a bit boring. Robotron is a highly enjoyable multi-scrolling shoot-'em-up where you've got to shoot all the robots and not shoot the people.
Sinister is a multi-scrolling shoot-'em-up game very similar to Asteroids, and it was one of the first arcade games to feature true speech. I find Joust quite enjoyable too. My favorite part is the two-player mode where you can both fight on screen at the same time.
Classics they may all well be, but for me the only ones really worth playing are Robotron and Joust, which really made this a good purchase.
Finally, it's not as attractive as Zoey Ball, it's Amok on the Saturn.
There are various mission objectives where the action takes place either on land or in the water. It's a fun shoot 'em up, but it's also very tough. And you've got a few different viewpoints as well.
In addition, there's a two-player split screen mode where you can work cooperatively against a common enemy or against each other in a head-to-head, and this is just great fun. Overall, Amok is a very tough blaster with a really enjoyable two-player mode. If you've got the guts, then I'd recommend it.
And you can find out more about these games by visiting the Gamesmaster internet site. You can find out more about these girls by visiting my flat. Right, that's part one over. We're going to go to a commercial break now. All of the products advertised here can be used by a girl like me with a little bit of imagination. Coming up in part two, Zoey Ball will be with us. All of that and more coming up in less time than it takes to ladder a stocking. Welcome back to Gamesmaster. One half of the show gone, and this dress is feeling dangerously more comfortable with every minute. Zoey Ball is here. She's just making sure that she is shaving her pits and legs closer than I did this morning. Let's find out what she'll be playing.
The Isle of Man TT race is one of the most dangerous sporting events in the world, and not a place where you'd expect to find too many women. So it's with particular relish that I've ordered my next contestant to strip on her leathers and get out there and burn rubber. Her challenge will be to finish in the top 5 after 2 laps on the tire-screeching Manx TT. She was starting in 8th position, so to complete the challenge, she'll need to come from behind. Marvellous.
So, PVC panted up for this challenge. Please welcome the best reason for an early rise on Saturdays, Zoey Ball. Welcome to the show, Zoey. A few bit of lipstick on my hand.
No. Can I just comment on how fantastic you look? Can I have a little stroke?
Yes, you can certainly have a little stroke. How do
We
you
have a
look?
problem here. We've got a VPL.
Right.
With a dress like that, you shouldn't wear any pants.
Okay.
Just a bit of advice.
There is a contractual thing about male Channel 4 presenters must wear pants at all times. I also have a visible belly line as well, which I can't do anything about.
Very attractive.
But I am expecting.
it.
I am with child,
Oh, right.
as they say. Now, let's talk about getting up early in the morning. So, because I would find that very difficult. Do you ever have any mishaps about having to get up at that time?
Yeah, it's pretty horrible when you, because I'm renowned for being late anyway all the time. I'm always late, and a couple of times I overslept. And so you get this phone call saying, where are you? And you have that horrible drive to work where you just feel like you're probably going to be shot or something, then up against the wall. And you walk in and it's like being, at school, and you walk in like that. And horrible. I actually missed a show once.
Totally?
Completely, yeah.
Did you get in trouble?
I did actually.
Did you get hit? Did they beat you with a stick?
I wish. No, they didn't.
So do you need any help with getting up early in the morning?
Thank you, no.
Because I know
I'm
a very
okay,
large,
actually.
fat, bald, bearded Scottish alarm clock.
Really?
That you could use. And this is on a motorbike. Do you have a motorbike? Have you been on a motorbike before?
I'm actually terrified of motorbikes, but I like it at the back. On a motorbike.
That's enough said. Okay then, Zoey, if you'd like to go and get your leg over this fine machine, and I'm going to go up and talk to another bloke in a skirt. And help me out is Computer Games heavyweight Rick Henderson. Rick, this is the 77th time I've seen you in a dress. Where did you get this particular one?
Well, I actually stole it from a small child, and he wasn't too happy about it either.
And what about this game then? What's the best advice you could give Zoey?
Well, the best advice is to keep your fingers very firmly tightened around the throttle. And when you actually get round a corner, release them slightly, go around the corner a bit wide, and also checkpoints. Gives you 15 seconds extra to complete the challenge each time you go through.
Can you just say throttle again once more?
Throttle.
That's good. I didn't think you stressed it quite enough the first time. Okay, Zoey has to finish in 5th place. The longer she can actually carry on the game, then the better. It's quite tough for her because she was quite abysmal in practice. So best of luck, Zoey. Start your engines. Okay, so we've clad Zoey in red leather for the purpose of this race. You can see her position in the top left-hand corner of the screen. In the top right-hand corner is a map of the track. The little flashing red triangle is where Zoey is on the track. She's up to 4th place already. A good start, Rick.
That's a good start, but these are early doors. These are easy corners. She's going to have a lot of trouble later on. A Ben could do this much.
Okay, then, so she rubbed that corner a little bit, and that's taken her down to 6th place. Though we've got a straight here. She can maybe overtake this guy.
Then here comes the checkpoint. Here comes the checkpoint. She's got 15 extra seconds there.
Okay, just going into quite a gentle banking left-hander there. Still in 5th, but there's a clutch. A lovely bunch she's got right up in front of her there, Rick.
This is a wide corner. She's taken it very well.
They've slipped inside her. A couple of men slipped inside Zoey there, and but she's managed to knock one of them off. She's up to 6th again now, but she's got in her sights, Rick. They're running out of time.
She's going to have to get a grip of that throttle control and get her thighs wrapped round completely.
I would like to see her holding it a little bit tighter myself, Rick. Okay, she's going to the right-hander. She's back into 7th place, but 25 seconds. Still enough time to get into 5th, which is what the challenge is, Rick.
She's in a good position now to take the
That's
next
it, she's up in the
checkpoint.
4th, but no! She's into the wall, Rick.
This is wall tennis. It's Stonesville, USA.
13 seconds left. She's in 7th. If she can just take him on this bench, she can still get up to 5th. She's revving up there. She's taking the left-hander. Oh, no. She's in the wall. She's going to slow down. I don't think she's going to...
Sorry!
3, 2, 1. That is the timer.
Oh.
She did get through the finishing line, but let's just see. She had finished in 6th. So by 1 place, Zoey's challenge ends in failure. Bad luck, Zoey. You would do quite well at the start there, then what happened? What went wrong?
I was listening to you.
And always a bad mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it's so difficult. You just have to concentrate so hard, and I'm useless at these kind of things.
You're not.
But I enjoyed it though. I don't think it was so bad, was it?
You're not the first woman to be captivated by the rolling lilt of my accent, Zoey. It has to be said. Well, Zoey, you haven't won the joystick.
I'm not at all surprised. I never thought I was going to win it, though, so at least I'm not disappointed.
But you have captured my heart.
Oh, have I?
So I hope you can take that home as consolation.
Oh, darling.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much indeed for coming on.
Who writes your line?
I make them all up. Isn't
Really?
it amazing? Do you know what I mean? I just find it, I feel it about here, or sometimes lower down, and then before I know it, it just come out. And that's it. But thank you very much for coming on. Always nice to have someone on who I fancy. That's why I say I'm sure it's the same for you. Okay? Oi, easy, Tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Tonight's special guest, Zoey Balls. Okay, it's about this time in the show where I come up with a highly complicated but very amusing link into today's feature. In the interests of variety, though, today I won't.